Okay, Missy, did you want any of that information on your recording, or?
Yeah. What is that?
Okay, it's a PGP file,
Okay.
has two uses. We're looking at the command alias section, where it has what you're typing at the keyboard on the left, the command on the right. Also, up above that in the PGP, you have your external programs, and I'll just look at one line of code. It starts with what you type at the command line, and again, this cannot be duplicated in your aliases down below. You have a comma, and then you have the start command, and you then put in the exe file for the program, the executive file, executable file, excuse me. And then you have your bit flags after that on how you want it to work. Does the window open immediately? Does it go to the status bar, or whatever the case might be? That's the PGP file. Any questions on that?
Do you want us to know specifics about the bit files, like what, if it's the number one, the file to edit, like all the particulars?
That's a good question. Does anybody memorize that stuff? No. I don't memorize that stuff. Why? Because it's in the help right above here. I'll say no. I don't need you to know that, where am I at here? One comma, comma, and what those spaces are for. I don't need you to know that. If I do ask you a question on that, I will give you the information right above here that explains it.
Okay.
Okay, because right, just so you know, if you haven't looked at this, right up above that, here's where it's got the little section on what bit flags allow you to do. It's not rocket science, it's just open the window and put it in front, open the window, put it behind AutoCAD, open the window, put it on the status bar. That's kind of stuff. Do you want it to prompt you, like on Notepad, file to edit?
Jude asked them like which one's the bit information. There you go, something like that.
I would give you this. Okay, so you can read it right there, and then you might want to pre-read it so you understand it. All right, so anything else on the PGP? Okay, next one, LIN file. We only dealt with simple line types. So it's custom line types. In essence, you have a comment section. It's going to be in a dialog box, and then you have the line code underneath it. Now there's two types of lines in here. There's a simple line and a complex line. The only difference between the two is the complex uses a shape file. I will not test you over complex line types because we did not really cover them. So in essence, I think you should be able to read a line of code like right here for the border line that I've got highlighted. So that's the one, same one I just wrote on the board kind of a second ago. The other type I would like you to recognize is like the ones we made, which should be down towards the bottom, your customs, where we introduced some text into the issue using a text style, like this one. Okay, where it comes in, it's got your dash, gap, what you kind of text you want in it, the text style, and then you've got a bunch of things you can do, such as size, underline, X and Y offsets, blah, 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 and then the line repeats. Those are the only two you really need to kind of concentrate on. Okay? Because those are the two we edit. That's the AutoCAD.lin file. Any questions on line files? Really, the only thing to know here is what? Positive number is a dash, negative number is a gap, 0 means put a dot. If you're going to intersect text, you put it in brackets. And I think I wrote all of that right on that sheet I gave you for the LIN file. Okay, any questions on the LIN file? Okay, the next one is the PAT file. Now, no, you are not going to have to code a hatch file. Okay, all I really want you to know here is that this thing controls your hatching. We download patterns and put them at the end. Unless you get the list routine that Sean got that has an automatic hatch creator.
Sean. Another IT guy.
Any questions on this? Okay,
I have a question.
shoot.
So when you see how it has the comma, or semicolon, whatever, when we add our hatch pattern, does it matter how many spaces we leave? Is that crucial?
Well, you want to keep the
Yeah.
drawing clean, or the file clean. I don't think it does in this one. I can't really answer that totally without testing it again, but when you've got a bunch of like enters down here, no, that's not gonna matter. Now, if you've got blank lines in here, yeah, that's a problem.
At least, okay, you can leave one space then, or something.
Yeah.
Worry about the next one.
You don't have to have this one ends and then you have to start the next one immediately. You don't have to, no. That's not a question I'd ask you.
But you could put the semicolon, the double, and make your own description of this hatches if you wanted something,
Yeah.
and then put it.
Yeah, and put that semicolon in front because
Yeah.
that's common.
Okay.
Any other questions
Can
on?
you always put the semicolon, like, if you're working in a script, can you add a comment with the semicolon?
No, scripts are different. Scripts are a batch file. This is actually really a computer-read program. Okay, so it works a little different. And that semicolon is not a comment in all programming languages, but it is in the one CAD uses. Okay, the CUIX we can't really look at because it's actually in computer code. But you remember how to get to that one? Let me go back to CAD here. Okay, so we are under manage, and where the heck is it? Right here. So I'll just pull it up. So the CUI file. We have access to the area we want to edit. We have access to all the AutoCAD commands. We have access to the selected item we are editing on the right panel. As far as we took it, we dealt with ribbons. Remember when we wanted to deal with a ribbon, first we had to create a panel. We had to put the panel in a tab, and then take the tab and put it onto a workspace, right? Panels hold commands, tabs hold panels, workspaces hold tabs. Did I actually say that right this time? Just confused the heck out of me, I know,
Panels hold
anytime.
commands, tabs hold panels, and workspaces hold the tabs.
Yes.
Okay. It's got to do it.
I don't know if you can see this from back there. This is called box.scr. What kind of file is this? It's a script file. What does a space or toggling to the next line do for you in a script file?
It's a space.
Same as hitting the enter key, right? So in essence here, you are just doing keystrokes to accomplish a repetitive task. How do I start this little batch program inside of AutoCAD?
Like this, no.
Type SCR.
Fine.
Yep. and then we surf to that file, hit it, and it runs.
Is that the one you have to load every time?
Yep, every time you want to run it.
Unless your IT does puts it on, I have them all.
No, not in scripts, you don't. You get the list files.
Oh, this one, not the scripts. Well, come on, well, he's slacking.
Okay, last one was the auto list. All we did on this auto list is internal program. First off, how do you load it? What command loads an auto list into AutoCAD? Yeah, app load. Do I have to do anything on AutoCAD to have it read the file before I type app load?
Before you type upload?
Yes.
Or you have to download it?
Well, yeah, you gotta download it to a directory. So you download, so here's a scenario. You go out to the internet, you find a list routine you like, you copy it onto your hard drive at some location, then you have to do something to AutoCAD so that it can see that.
Oh, it's got options.
Yeah, remember where we
AutoCAD
pointed
files
AutoCAD to that directory? Remember how we did that? In options under the Files tab, support file working directories. I'll just real quickly show you where that's at. What we had to do at the start was we came to AutoCAD, went into options, went to files, support file search tab. Remember this right here? You had to add wherever we saved those script files to. Then we do the app load command. Hopefully it says loaded successfully. Hopefully you were able to dig out in there the command used to start that program, type it, and it runs, right?
So as long as you create a folder where you're planting all your scripts, I mean your LSPs, and you pointed it, got that folder being searched, you're okay.
Yep. Certainly.
Can you add the commands from a list file to your BGP file and have it as like a certain command?
No, but they can't double up. And which one would be instituted, I can't really tell you because I haven't tried it, but don't double them up. They need to be unique names.
What needs to be unique, Dave?
But you can't have a list file with the same command line thing as a shortcut, right, an alias.
But will it show up like in the BGP file? Like, can you change whatever is?
Yes, okay, so if you set up where it automatically loads a certain amount of list routines on startup, you do not need to add them to the PGP file because they are now physical commands inside of AutoCAD. So no,
Well,
you
like if
don't.
you want to change what you type, can you be able to in there?
Yes, you should be able to. Yeah, because AutoCAD's going to recognize that command. So you could say A is equal to, I don't know, a lot of you did stair sec, right, as your list routine. You could have A is equal to stair sec, and then just hit A, and it should put in stair sec. I have never tried that, but logically it tells me you should be able to do it.
Okay.
Because once you load that list routine, it is now a command inside of AutoCAD.
Are all the other ones external?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Well, you said that the list is an internal program that runs.
PGP is. A list is it's a program that runs inside of AutoCAD. kind of run through this process here for you real quick. Okay, so here's my app load. I went through one end. Okay. Then I'm going to use how's this for a line type? Surprised nobody ever got this one. I always thought this would be the coolest little thing. If I worked in a boat situation. I got my chain one. Draw a line that draws chains for me.
That's cool. Well, yeah, architecturally you use that to draw the change for the water grounding. How do you do that?
There you go. Go find it. It's called chain.lsp.
Okay, I need that one.
So when you had the PGP and you were doing the loading or having it make through extra programs, and it, like it's, when we look for Chrome, it went here, and when it wasn't in the proper one, we had to add it, remember? That's where we did that. Does it, like every time you run Chrome, does it go here to this and find it? So it always has to be there.
It always has to be there.
What are the instances where AutoCAD searches this area?
Whenever it's looking for a file to run.
So this is
Okay, so the only time you're going to use it is with an LSP
Mhm.
or with the external program section of the PGP. That's the only time for this.
Okay.
Scripts don't do it, right? Because you point it for that one shot. The PGP, the LIN, the PAT are all sitting in a directory that's already pointed out here. In essence, that's the review. Will block attributes be on there? Yes. What's the purpose of doing a block attributes? Develop a parts list, right? For the most part, that's one main reason, that's what we covered. Any questions for me? Yes, ma'am?
It's a lot.
I know. I agree.
You'll be fine.
Not everything's different.
One last word, if you don't
I
come
know.
in until the test, or you only take that on Monday, we are starting structural. You need your AutoCAD, not your AutoCAD, excuse me, your architectural book for that. So make sure your architectural book is here.
For the next one.
Yes, we're gonna primarily be in that text. We're gonna be in all the commercial stuff at the end. Anything for me?
So wait, so are we taking the test tomorrow? Wait, no,
Friday.
No, Friday.
That's what-
At
Friday morning.
8:30?
Yeah, 8:30.
So we don't have to come tomorrow? If y'all-
You do not have to come tomorrow if you've got everything done.
Did you say we can't take it today? Like
At 2:30?
I know I kind of said I did. I had something come up. I need to get out of here though, today at 2:30. Gabe, how big of an imposition is it? You come in maybe tomorrow morning or something?
Oh, yeah, it's not a big issue. I was just curious.
I'll get it ready before I leave today. I just can't stay till 4 while you take it.
That's lunch.
It'll only take
Just
him
come in and
5
grab it
minutes.
from me. Should we do it this way? Formally, I'm going to give the test